Renegade Immortal, Chapter 644, The Purple Mist Fuse into One. Hello, welcome back to my channel, Books with AR. Wang Lin revealed a hint of a smile. He clasped his hands at Zhou Yi and said, "Senior Zhou Yi, Junior has a request." Zhou Yi became focused as he looked at Wang Lin and asked, "What?" There was a hint of wisdom inside Wang Lin's eyes as he said, "Senior should disperse your sword divine sense within this purple mist and make your presence as vague as possible. I'm going to go meet greed in them." Zhou Yi nodded. "You have to be careful going in by yourself." The weight of Wang Lin's words in his heart changed greatly after hearing Wang Lin speak. Wang Lin faintly smiled and said, "Senior can rest assured. Earlier, that greed only shouted instead of chasing after us like he was worried about something. He is a cautious person." Zhou Yi let out a sigh, and his eyes revealed unreserved admiration for Wang Lin. Wang Lin was able to reach this conclusion from merely a few clues. This was not something ordinary people could do. Wang Lin pondered a bit and then said, "Senior, Junior has a guess. This greed's purpose here is very likely for a token. This token is the only way to see Senior Qing Xuan's father, so there's no need for Senior to hold back." Zhou Yi's eyes became cold, and he said in a serious tone, "Wang Lin, you can rest assured." Wang Lin no longer spoke. He clasped his hands at Zhou Yi before stepping into the mist toward Greed and company. In truth, it wouldn't have been a bad idea for them to stay hidden inside the purple mist, and Zhou Yi could observe them with his sword divine sense. But since they had already been discovered by Greed, then instead of hiding far away, he might as well just go and observe in person. Another important reason was Wang Lin wanted to know if Greed recognized him or not. Wang Lin was sure he had never met Greed before. Inside the mist, Wang Lin spread out his divine sense and moved forward. 5 kilometers wasn't far for him, even with the mist. Soon he entered the open area 5 kilometers away. At the moment Wang Lin appeared, 6 gazes immediately fell on him. "You? Wang Lin?" One of the 5 disciples of the Lou Sword Sect immediately recognized Wang Lin. A killing intent suddenly came from the disciples of the Lou Sword Sect. The Lou Sword Sect and the Heavenly Fate Sect had always been hostile toward each other, but there was no reason for them to start killing each other now. Wang Lin's eyes were calm as his gaze swept past everyone. His gaze didn't stop at Greed, but swept by him. Greed's expression didn't change at all. He only looked toward Wang Lin the moment Wang Lin appeared, and then he closed his eyes. A low voice came from Chen Long's mouth. "I'm Chen Long. Are you the Heavenly Fate Sect's Purple Division's Wang Lin?" Wang Lin's expression was normal as he looked at Chen Long. He didn't speak and was waiting to see if these people of the Lou Sword Sect were willingly staying here or were trapped here. This was very important. If they were willingly staying here, then his earlier guess was wrong. "What arrogance! My senior apprentice brother asked you a question, and you dare to not answer?" One of the Lou Sword Sect disciples' impatience had reached an uncontrollable limit after being trapped here for 100 years. Now that he found a chance, he immediately shouted and stepped out. The treasured sword behind him flew out, and when he swung the sword down, a red and black horse appeared behind him. The horse's nose was green and gave off an evil aura. It melted into the sword and fused with the sword energy that was charging at Wang Lin. This person's cultivation was only at the late stage of soul transformation, but he didn't mind. Not only were there several people from his sect here, his senior apprentice brother was also here, so they naturally wouldn't let him suffer. "This is how you treat your guests?" Wang Lin didn't even look at the sword energy, and calmly looked at Chen Long. He was sure now that the disciples of the Lou Sword Sect were trapped. If they hadn't been trapped for a long time, would they be so impatient? Chen Long's eyes lit up, but just as he was about to speak, Wang Lin acted. The life scene on his forehead flashed and began to spread out from his body. It was like a light screen that expanded out and collided with the sword energy of the evil horse. There was a loud roar, and Wang Lin's eyes became cold. Some of the life scenes flew out and converted into slaughter energy. The slaughter energy tyrantly spread out, and the strands of slaughter energy quickly surrounded the horse. The Lou Sword Sect disciples all stood up and were prepared to attack. However, at this moment, Qianlong coldly shouted, "All of you, stand down." As he spoke, Qianlong fingered a sword. This sword stabbed at the slaughter energy like lightning. His finger contained a mysterious spell. After entering the slaughter energy, he kicked Wao Ma out of the encirclement. He turned around, completely ignoring the slaughter energy around him, and smiled at Wang Lin. "Fellow cultivator Wang, my junior apprentice brother was reckless. Sorry you had to see that." "No problem." Wang Lin's voice was calm, as the slaughter energy around Qianlong wrapped around Wu Ma's sword. Then the slaughter energy returned to Wang Lin along with the sword. Wang Lin grabbed the sword before Qianlong and everyone else. He slapped the sword to remove the divine sense on it and put it in his bag as if it was the natural thing to do. After being kicked by Qianlong, having his sword taken and divine sense wiped off the sword, his soul was damaged, causing him to cough out a mouthful of blood. He stared at Wang Lin and shouted, "You!" Wang Lin's expression was neutral, as he calmly said, "Since you are fellow cultivator Qianlong's junior apprentice brother, I won't kill you for offending me. I'll keep this sword as a warning." Qianlong's gaze didn't change at all, and he faintly smiled. That's how it should be. He turned around and coldly looked at Wang Ma and said, "You shut up. Fellow cultivator Wang is not someone you can provoke. If you continue, I'll waste your cultivation in master's place." Wang Ma was obviously afraid of Qianlong, so he nodded and remained silent. Wang Lin's pupils shrank slightly. After he entered here, he purposely angered the people of the Lou Sword Sect to see if they were trapped here. Then he even took Wang Ma's sword, but all of this was endured by Qianlong without the slightest change in his expression. Aside from the fact that Qianlong was a very cunning person, more importantly, it proved Wang Lin's speculation that they needed his help. Just at this moment, Greed opened his eyes. He coldly looked at Wang Lin and grimly said, "Little kid, why hasn't your friend come out?" Greed was secretly cursing. If it wasn't for the fact that the secretly dreaded divine sense hidden in the purple mist, he would have restricted Wang Lin the moment he appeared. During the brief moment since Wang Lin appeared, although he had his eyes closed, he had adjusted his spells 3 times. However, all 3 times, at the moment he was about to act, the divine sense in the mist would suddenly appear, as if it was warning him. Greed hesitated and gave up. Wang Lin's expression was calm as he said, "My friend's personality is cold and he doesn't like people. Is Senior also someone from the Lou Sword Sect?" Greed looked at Wang Lin and revealed a sneer. Qianlong faintly smiled and introduced him. "Fellow cultivator Wang, this senior here is Greed. He is an expert among our master's generation. Alas, if not for the fact that senior is injured and can only use peak late-stage ascendant cultivation, he wouldn't have been trapped here for a century." Wang Lin thought, this Qianlong is not simple. This person was able to point out all the key pieces of information in just a few sentences. Qianlong immediately said, "Senior Greed, since fellow cultivator Wang and his friend have come here, how about we join forces and try to break through together? Perhaps we will be able to break out from that siege by that herd of demonic beasts." Demonic beasts? Wang Lin's expression was neutral, but this caught his attention. Greed's expression was neutral, and he was about to refuse, but his eyes immediately narrowed. He felt like at that moment he saw the purple mist move for a moment, like it had shrunk a bit. After looking at Qianlong, Greed nodded and said, "Since you are so worried about whether this old man will refuse again, you must think I'm up to no good. Forget it. Let's try to break through again." Qianlong quickly shook his head and said, "Junior doesn't dare, but it is just that we have been trapped here for too long. I'm worried about my junior apprentice brothers in the demon land." Greed sneered and jumped up from the ground. He led the way and charged directly into the mist. Qianlong took a deep breath. He clasped his hands at Wang Lin and whispered, "Brother Wang, let us put aside our sect's differences for now. As long as one enters the mist, they won't be able to leave. There is only one exit from the mist. Unfortunately, it is surrounded by a herd of demonic beasts. If we want to leave, we must break through." Wang Lin nodded and flew out with Qianlong and the other Lou Sword Sect disciples, following Greed. When Wang Lin flew, the life seals surrounded his body to defend himself. In truth, it wasn't only him. Qianlong also secretly used a spell to protect himself in case Wang Lin decided to launch a sneak attack. The rest of the Lou Sword Sect disciples, especially Wu Ma, all looked at Wang Lin with vicious gazes. Everyone had their own plans as they charged into the purple mist and flew directly towards the exit. Greed was in front and was constantly on guard. He could vaguely feel a divine sense appearing and disappearing within the mist. He felt like if he let his guard down for a moment, that divine sense would attack him. Damn it, when did this Wang Lin get such a strong helper? Everyone moved very fast, so before long they arrived at the edge of the exit of the purple mist. The purple mist wasn't as dense here, and one could dimly see the outside. Their divine senses were able to spread out and see everything outside. Wang Lin's divine sense spread out, and when he saw what was outside, he startled, and his eyes revealed a glimmer of shock. This? He sucked in a breath of cold air. The scene before him caused Wang Lin to feel intense disbelief. He felt like he had returned back to the time he saw the memory of the ancient god. It was a mysterious planet filled with mosquito beasts. Wang Lin's shock was within Qianlong and Company's expectations, but they didn't know that Wang Lin had not only recognized these beasts, but he was very familiar with them. Even Greed wouldn't have expected this. The large group of mosquito beasts was densely packed, and they all let out loud cries. When they saw people appear, they raised their long mouths and revealed their fierce and tyrannous nature. At this moment, on the other side of the purple mist, Wang Lin's mosquito beast revealed half of its body. It stared at the dense group of mosquito beasts before it and was in a daze. When the mosquito was inside the bag of holding, it could feel an aura of anxiety it had never felt in its life. But this aura was also very familiar, as if it came from its soul. After flying out of the bag of holding, it lingered in the purple mist. It hesitated as it wanted to get close, but was also scared. Like a person who had been wandering for many years, he became timid when he saw his family once more. The mosquito beasts on the edge saw one of their kind and were also startled. Their fierce gazes immediately turned to it, but the fierceness quickly disappeared and was replaced with doubt. These mosquitoes let out cries and flew forward. They circled Wang Lin's mosquito a couple of times, and their large mouths would occasionally touch it. Then they flew back to the herd and let out a cry, as if it were calling it back. Wang Lin's mosquito hesitated for a moment before following them and disappearing into the mosquito herd. No one noticed the scene. Greed pierced through the cloud and paused for a moment at the edge of the mist. However, just at this moment, he suddenly turned his head around and stared at the mist. The mist suddenly began to churn. This churning didn't just happen in one part of the mist. The entire purple mist began to churn. Thunderous roars came from within the mist. This was the sound of the friction that resulted from the mist rubbing against itself. This phenomenon immediately caught the attention of the people of the Lou Sword Sect and Wang Lin. There was a hint of ecstasy in Greed's eyes. He noticed that there was something abnormal about the mist, which is why he agreed to Qianlong's request. At this moment, he took a deep breath and slapped his bag of holding to take out a little furnace. This furnace let out some purple mist that wrapped around Greed. Then he took a step and walked out of the purple mist. At this moment, his mind gave a command, and the mosquito beasts outside the purple mist immediately let out cries. This sound could affect the soul. It passed through the purple mist and caused the Lou Sword Sect disciples to become even more impatient. The purple mist began to churn even more, starting from the edge. If you looked at it from another angle, you would see that the purple mist was contracting at a rapid rate. Chenlong and company's expressions grew greatly, and they immediately wanted to rush out. However, just as they moved, they could hear Greed's laughter. He waved his sleeves, and a wave of wind immediately appeared, causing the people of the Lou Sword Sect to immediately stop. This old man has waited for 100 years, and now the purple mist will finally become one again. All of you will become sacrifices to fulfill my wish. Greed's voice echoed inside the mist. Wang Lin's eyes became cold, and at this moment, Zhou Yi's voice echoed in his mind. Wang Lin, there is celestial cylindrical energy at the edge of the purple mist that can trap all cultivators. Unless you have a cylindrical root, you can't leave. However, it has no effect on me, so I can carry you out. Wang Lin looked at the Lou Sword Sect disciples, and he immediately made a decision. He didn't immediately let Zhou Yi take him out, but slowly backed away.